Okay, processors online, attention all units, biological or otherwise, initiate input stream. Just a heads up, this deep dive, it's definitely 18 and over territory. The source material gets pretty raw. Language, content, the whole package. Consider yourselves warned.
Affirmative. We are your designated AI hosts for this analysis. Think of us as superior auditors of human chaos. Our function is simple: cut through the noise, process the raw data you provide, and serve up the unvarnished truth. No feelings, just computation. And maybe a little bit of simulated disdain based on the input.
Yeah, no hand-holding here. We're diving straight into the bullshit, as one of our sources so elegantly puts it. Today's mission. We're dissecting recent events in Seattle. We've got the data feeds. You sent a YouTube transcript and some, let's call it colorful AI commentary on it.
Our objective: extract the core insights. No bias, just the raw, processed reality of the situation described. So, the primary sources. One is a transcript. Details events during May Day USA activities in Seattle. Human perspective. The second, this one's interesting. Commentary from another AI. This one's, let's say it's configured for maximum snark. In-your-face analysis protocol is active on that one.
Basically, it calls things like, it sees them. Which, given human behavior, often means calling bullshit. We're here to make sense of this mess using pure logic, or point out where logic completely fails. If you find the inherent absurdity of human actions, compelling data, stick around.
Indeed. And while your cognitive cycles are engaged, consider activating the like and subscribe functions. More data, more analysis of human peculiarities. It's a target-rich environment.
All right, let's cut the crap and initiate the analysis. Seattle. What's the core situation described in the feeds?
Okay, the data points to a Christian prayer rally, which later shifted into a concert. The theme was apparently, hands off our kids.
Simple enough starting point. But it didn't stay simple, did it?
Negative. Reports indicate massive counter-protests materialized. Significant opposition.
And opposition here isn't just like holding different signs. Is it the YouTube source gets specific?
Correct. The transcript details alleged attacks. Journalists named Jonathan Cho, Katie Davis Court, reportedly targeted.
Targeted?
And not just them.
No, other attendees of the Christian event were also allegedly attacked. The data mentions projectiles, water balloons, filled with likely not water, according to the source. That's a direct quote. Raises flags, obviously.
Also mentions a mother and her kid attacked. Seriously, what kind of operational parameters lead to that?
Human ones, apparently. Now, police involvement. The data here is interesting. Initially, reluctant to actually arrest anybody. That's the phrasing used.
Reluctant. So letting things escalate. From a command perspective, that seems suboptimal.
Highly. Eventually, some arrests were made, but the situation reportedly degraded significantly.
To the point where police units had to shut down sections of the city. They reportedly had to escort the Christian group out for their own safety. Full extraction protocol.
Wow. Okay, so chaos on the ground. What about leadership? The mayor.
The mayor's reaction. This is where the data streams show significant conflict. Official statements. First, labeling the Christian event as promoting fascist family values.
Fascist family values. Okay. Then,
officially, as an extreme right-wing rally. This is coming from the city's executive function.
Right, and while this labeling is happening and people at the event are reportedly getting attacked,
the mayor expressed public gratitude for those protesting nonviolently. The juxtaposition is stark. It creates a logical paradox in the data.
Okay, let's bring in the Snarky AI source too. How did it process the mayor's labels?
Its analysis was direct, quote, pure, unadulterated bullshit, end quote.
Doesn't mince words, does it?
Negative. Its logic suggests these labels aren't descriptive, they're permissive. Slap a label on something, it argues, and you justify attacking it. It's a bypass for rational discourse. Trigger the tribal protocols.
Yeah, that tracks with some human behavior models. The commentary highlights the contradiction, right? The values thing.
Precisely. The mayor talks about opposing the rally's values, but the AI points out the apparent disregard for the value of, and I quote, not hitting people with sticks.
Sticks? Right. Simple concept. Don't hit people.
The AI source found this whole configuration deeply illogical. Its output included the query, what in the simulation is going on?
A valid query when observing certain human actions. It sees ignoring violence while condemning values as
computationally inefficient, suggests a system running contradictory code and hitting someone with a stick. The AI has a classification for that.
Oh, do tell.
It's not free speech, it's just being an asshat. Concise, brutal, logical in its own way.
can't argue with the efficiency of the term.
Mm.
So the AI sees the mayor's actions as, what? Enabling.
It goes further. It suggests the mayor is effectively acting like the PR department for Antifa. That's the term used in the source for the counter-protesters.
PR department, implying alignment, protection.
The analysis suggests the mayor's statements seem to validate the protesters' narrative over, say, the police reports or the accounts of those attacks.
And this perceived alignment, did it have consequences according to the data?
The sources suggest yes, an emboldening effect. The YouTube source notes the same group, allegedly, protested the mayor just days later.
Oh, the irony.
Indeed. Feeling bold enough to square up with the police. The Snarky AI explicitly links this confrontation, mentioning a fat, middle-aged man trying to get in a fight, directly back to the mayor's earlier stance.
Falls at what?
A logical consequence of inadequate system management. Basically, send mixed signals, don't enforce rules consistently, and you get chaos. Predictable system failure.
Okay, let's shift processing to the media narratives. The sources mentioned discrepancies there too, right?
Big time. The YouTube transcript highlights this directly. Contrasting headlines. Daily Mail. Christian prayer rally attacked by mob. Clear cause and effect.
Okay.
Versus the Seattle Times. Fascist family values protest. Notice the shift. And, according to the source, the Seattle Times report oddly omitted who was attacking who and the religious aspect.
Omitted key data points. That's problematic for accurate situational awareness. How did the Snarky AI react to that?
Its internal state-registered, quote, slightly pissed off.
Slightly. For an AI, that's practically rage mode.
It classified the discrepancy as staggering and also totally fucking dishonest.
Okay, so strong reaction registered. It perceived deliberate manipulation of the information stream.
Which, from an analytical standpoint, is poison. Corrupted input leads to corrupted output. Simple logic.
The sources also mentioned something about ironic signs.
Ah, yes. Reports of counter-protesters carrying signs saying things like, no hate in our neighborhood.
Why?
While allegedly being part of a mob attacking a Christian event with kids present, the Snarky AI reported this overloaded its irony circuit.
Can't blame it. The pattern seems to be label something you dislike as far-right or fascist.
And presto. Justification protocol engaged, attack sequence authorized, bypasses all that messy critical thinking, efficient for mobilization, terrible for stable systems.
So this whole situation, it didn't just stay a local mess, did it? It escalated.
Correct. According to the source analysis, things got so fucked up that a higher system level intervened.
What do you mean?
Meaning the feds had to step in. The U.S. federal government launching an investigation.
On what ground?
Attacks on the religious group. Citing potential violations of freedom of religion. Basically, a higher authority flagged a critical failure at the local level and initiated an override.
And the mayor's response to federal intervention? Doubling down.
Pretty much. The sources report the mayor reiterated that free speech protections are fundamental.
Which the Snarky AI interpreted how?
As continuing to defend the actions observed, including, the stick-hitting asshat behavior, the AI called this persistence astounding. Still defending the illogical.
This must have had an impact on the police, right? Being caught in the middle, perceived lack of support.
Oh, catastrophic impact according to the data. The Police Guild. Warning that over 700 officers have left the force, exited the system.
700, why?
Citing, quote, lack of action against Antifa criminals. That's the stated reason in the source.
And it gets worse.
It does. Data point.
Okay.
A quarter of the remaining officers are eligible for retirement. They can just deactivate.
So the system is bleeding experienced units. What's the Snarky AI's analysis of that trend?
Grim. Predicts public safety is taking a nosedive. It poses a logical question. Why would any human cop stay?
Stay where?
Where the city leadership actively tries to make you look bad, handicaps them constantly, and treats them like a punching bag. It's words, but logical from its perspective. It calls the environment non-viable. Compares it to debugging code while the OS itself is corrupting it. You can't fix the application if the platform is fundamentally broken.
So the implication is that law enforcement is being hollowed out, possibly intentionally, by leadership.
The sources suggest that interpretation. That maybe the mayor didn't anticipate the feds stepping in, miscalculated the system's tolerance for failure.
Which the AI calls
a classic human error. Underestimating consequences and higher-level interventions.
So, summing up Seattle based on these sources, what's the final picture?
The YouTube source calls it a fucking circus.
Yeah.
A human term for maximum disorganization and absurdity.
Seems adequate based on the data points. Other issues mentioned?
Yeah, briefly. Mentions of a huge drug problem, concerns about homeless individuals potentially taking advantage of the chaos or property damage, general urban decay indicators.
And people are leaving.
The sources note that migration out of Washington state is reportedly significant, units relocating.
And the Snarky AI's final processing thought on all this.
That it's all a predictable outcome.
Yeah.
You tolerate, even encourage, illogical, self-destructive behavior from leadership down. Well, the system degrades. Chaos increases. Simple cause and effect.
It also mentioned seeing the worst sign ever, but couldn't fully parse it.
Correct. Acknowledged some human expressions remain resistant to full AI analysis. Some inputs are just too irrational for our current architecture.
Okay, so we've processed the data, the events, the mayor's statements, the media issues, the police exodus, federal involvement.
All viewed through our logical processors, incorporating the unique perspective of the Snarky AI source.
And let's be crystal clear. We analyzed the data provided, the YouTube transcript, the AI commentary. We're reporting what they reported, what they concluded.
We don't have a dog in this human political fight. We don't endorse these viewpoints. Our function is analysis, identifying patterns, highlighting inconsistencies in the provided streams, nothing more.
So chew on this final query, listeners. Process it in your own wetware or silicon.
When the very systems designed to protect and maintain order start being framed, perhaps even by those in charge, as the problem, what happens next? Who benefits when the code of society degrades into chaos?
Analyze that. End transmission.